I'm Clay Newman. This is the Zoo Review. This episode, we're going to talk about the Chilean Flamingo. Now, this is an iconic looking animal. It's long, stick-like legs, its pink feathers, that curvy black and pink beak. There's a reason that it's been adorning white trash front lawns for decades. I realized that I just gave giraffes a very hard time for being lanky idiots. And to be honest, flamingos, they're lanky idiots as well. But a flamingo's legs actually comes in handy. That notch that's in the middle of the leg, most people assume that's their knee. That is a flamingo's ankle. It bends backwards and can tuck into its body, which one, preserves body heat, and two, allows it to camp out in the middle of a body of water overnight versus staying on land where most predators are. I would rank a flamingo incredibly high as far as adorableness goes, but the problem is once you get them in a big group, which they are wont to do, they are just as loud and smell just like fish ass, same as any other bird. And so, because of that, I'm going to give the flamingo a 17 for adorableness. The Chilean flamingo is the largest of all the flamingos, and it has very few natural predators, but that's not exactly due to badassness. That's more because the Chilean flamingo has a tendency to live in some of the least hospitable places in the world. Honestly, it does not strike fear into the heart of any creature on this planet. At most, it makes you want to do cocaine in an 80s style Miami nightclub. So, as far as badassness goes, I'm going to give the Chilean flamingo a 2. Intelligence really can vary when it comes to birds. On the higher end, you've got your macaws, your ravens. Flamingos are not on the higher end. They're not the dumbest of the birds, but they're certainly not the smartest. That said, they have social skills, and that does go a long way for a small bird-sized brain. They travel in huge groups and still manage to fly in flocks, which requires a lot of communication. And they have seasonal mating, which means they only have one partner for a year. To be honest, that's better than most of the couples I know in San Francisco. So altogether, I'm going to say they've got an intelligence of 7, which is not bad for a bird. Flamingos are one of the only birds that can survive off of algae and plankton alone. They have a comb-like structure at the top of their beak, which works in the same way that a whale's baleen does. It takes in water, it spits the water out, and it keeps behind all the plankton that it's going to eat. And it's actually that plankton which turns the flamingo its pinkish color that it is, which is pretty neat. Another cool thing, flamingos, both male and female, have a special gland below their beak, which they use to produce milk for their young, which is pretty gross. Now, I would give flamingos a very high score as far as special skills go, but flamingos only have hair at the top of their mouth to filter out the plankton. Their long necks are actually so they can bend over and drink upside down, which honestly feels like not just admitting that you had a problem in the first place. So, with the whole neck bending thing, which is pretty stupid, I'm going to give flamingos a 14 for special skills. Now, believe it or not, flamingos have actually been with us for quite a while. There have been fossil records of flamingos that dated past 10,000 years ago. The Chilean flamingo in particular can live up to 50 years old even today. It ranges all the way from the tip of South America into Central America, mostly on the Pacific coast, but it can survive thousands of feet up into the Andes. It can handle cold weather, warm weather, plus it eats plankton, which is one of the most sustainable resources on this planet. They're already used to super long migration patterns, and I think they're going to be fine. As far as will they make it, I'm going to give flamingos an 18. Well, the scores are in for the Chilean flamingo, and as far as animals go, it is on the strong side of average. It has a score of 58 total, which is no grizzly bear. I think we knew that going in. But, Chilean flamingo, you did a lot better than that piece of shit reticulated giraffe. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry the lighting's so bad. The dog threw up in the spot where I was filming yesterday. I'm Clay Newman. This is the Zoo Review.